Well, welcome to this thought for the day for the 23rd, I think. Yes, 23rd of April. Gosh, doesn't time fly when you're stuck at home? Well, we've just finished our little mini series on the three vows of the first order, and now we continue on with the broader understanding of Franciscan spirituality. Um, and this one is about, again, going on that community of love. However, the Franciscan experience of spirit of love is quite a passionate one. We've talked in earlier times of real conversion experiences that then lead to a lifelong transformation process within each of us. But some of you who have perhaps come across the life of Francis before know that he had a deep and passionate relationship with Clare of Assisi. Obviously, that wasn't a sexualized relationship or anything like that, but it was a passionate and deep relationship. And one of the things that Franciscan spirituality is about is that it opens us up to have strong and passionate relationships with each other. Male, female, male, male. Female, female. The fact that we're able to love and love to its fullness. The Franciscan, as all things Franciscan, it echoes the Jesus model. That when you look at Jesus's interaction with women in his day, a day when Jesus was walking the earth, and in the particular Jewish culture that he was in, was that men didn't talk to women outside their own household unless to transact business of some kind. And so therefore you didn't talk to stranger women that you didn't know or weren't related to. And so therefore it makes it even more scandalous in many ways, the relationships that Jesus did have. The fact that you had him talking to a Samaritan woman, a Syrophoenician woman, these people that weren't even Jewish. So you had the double whammy of, one, they're a second-class citizen because they're a woman to begin with. Second, a lot of the women that he did talk to and interact with were foreigners. so a good Jewish man shouldn't be talking to foreigners in the first place, and a good Jewish man shouldn't be talking to women, let alone foreign women, or prostitutes, or any of those. And however, we know that Jesus also had female disciples. That again was unheard of in those days. A rabbi would have a group of young male disciples follow him around, and obviously the 12 were male, but we know that at least a group of 70, if not and more, because 70 were sent out, but more were following Jesus, and he had intimate and deep relationships with women disciples. We know that the passion and the love that Mary Magdalene displayed when she thought that someone had stolen him from the tomb. And Jesus saying, you can't cling to me. I haven't yet gone to the Father. Just sort of indicates the types of passionate relationship that Jesus had with the women in his group. And at the end, at the cross, it was the Marys who were standing there at a distance, watching everything going on. It was the women who showed the most immense bravery. Jesus considered by his actions women to be as equal to men. And we see that in Mary Magdalene being the apostle to the apostles. So in every way, it's equalized. And we see that in Franciscan spirituality too, that there is a deep masculine and a deep feminine in Franciscan spirituality. G.K. Chesterton says this little line in his exploration of St. Francis: "A heavenly love can be as real as an earthly love." And that was so much the case for Francis and for Clare, and it permeated through to this day through the Franciscan movement, that our heavenly loves are as passionate as our earthly loves. Our love for God is as passionate as our love for our spouse or our children or our brothers and sisters, our parents. Our heavenly love is as passionate as any of those loves and may even surpass them. And so again, the Franciscan spirituality taps into that biblical imagery of the bride and the bridegroom, with Christ as the bridegroom and we as the bride, the love and the lover, the beloved and the beloved, and Francis is sort of a bit of a messenger to us of that great love. And quite often when someone brings a message of great love to us, we can't help but fall in love with the messenger as well, which is what many of people have done with regards to Francis. And it was at this time, when Francis fully recognized his vocation and followed God, God gave him brothers. Others joined his group. He gave him 12 originally, and then that grew from there. And then he recognized Clare. It's, Clare, even the imagery around how Clare became St. Clare of Assisi and joined the Franciscan fold was an amazing story, and a story of love. Clare had heard Francis preach this sermon, and she just couldn't get these words out of her mind. The voice of Francis just kept echoing in her head, to the point where she met with him over a period of 2 years, chaperoned of course by her auntie, and eventually she ran away and eloped, like a romantic elopement, that she against her parents' wishes, or particularly her father's wishes, she escaped from the house with no irony, through the coffin door that they often had in houses back then, the door that the coffin would go through once someone had died, as if Clare was declaring that she had died to her old life, and she was being resurrected, reborn into her new life as a Franciscan. And of course she went on to found the Poor Clares, the second order, the feminine, the deep feminine. And because she was true to her call, God gave her sisters. Others joined her, and even 2 of her own sisters, her blood sisters, and her mother came to join the convent later on in life as well. And then, so we've got this wonderful balance in Franciscan spirituality of love, both masculine and feminine expressions, and only together does it really become whole.